Hey, all right. Hey, it's Hard Talk Radio. I'm your host, Mr. Deadman. And I didn't even know if I was going to do a Hard Talk Radio tonight because work-related stuff, whatever. Man, oh man. Ooh, okay. What I want to talk about here tonight, there's no guest, but that's okay. We're going to get into the horror scene on TikTok. We're also going to get into Megan is Missing. That relates. It's a movie. Also, do a horror review of The Gate. The horror movie called The Gate. Got to check it out. State of Mind with David Stay. How's it going, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good time. I need to take a sip. I need to take a drink real fast. Oh God, that's not enough. Hold on here. Let me get started. Yeah, I think this shot glass will do. And I think this black roast coffee Kraken will do too. A shot of this is exactly what I need. It's exactly what the doctor has ordered. Dr. Fauci's full of shit. You don't need 2 masks. No, you need a shot of Kraken. But don't listen to me. Anyway, there we go. Ooh. Oh, shoot. State of Mind, David Stay says, awesome, just got a real paranormal clips from a bro. Hey, that's good, man. That's good. That's some interesting stuff. That's the stuff I like to talk about. I want to be convinced that there's spirits, that there's ghosts out there. You know, I'm skeptical. I'm in doubt. And I'll tell you why. Because if it's possible to be a spirit, to be a ghost, to be a lingering spirit, and if it's possible for those spirits to harass and play pranks and interact with the living, why don't we have a bunch of fucking ghost pranksters out there harassing and playing pranks on the living? It's a no-brainer. You think there aren't a lot of people out there that would choose just to be a ghost, or if they were a ghost and they could interact with the living and play pranks on them, that they wouldn't do it? They would do it all the time. We should have like 1 million fucking poltergeists out there just cutting brakes. Okay, start off small. Throwing dishes everywhere, throwing books everywhere, knocking cats off counters. Hey, it's a ghost. It's not like it really cares, right? It's already dead. It doesn't. Need to get a new batch of cigars. You want to make that happen? Feel free to donate. That's what it is. Okay. All right, you know what? What's even better? Don't donate. If you want to get something in return, how about this? Hollywood Holocaust, this paperback, you can get this on Amazon right now for $10. For $10. Pretty soon, that edition's going to be canceled. A new one's going to be up. It's just going to be a little bit more. So if you want it for $10, you get it now. Obviously, a book called Hollywood Holocaust, it has a bunch of stories, a bunch of horror comedic stories about celebrities getting their due in very comedic and horrifying ways. Dude, there's a story in there where celebrities are just like in succession, just being knocked off in very gruesome, nasty ways. I was actually on the fence of publishing that story because it was pretty graphic. But I was like, you know what? Let's go with it. Stone Mexican guy. It's good to see you in the chat. Take your shirt off. You had a chance yesterday when I was wearing that. It's not really a burqa. I don't know what it was that I was wearing. It's some Islamic garb. I couldn't tell you what it is. Do I care what it is? Not really. No. But you had a chance then because I was shirtless underneath and I was getting hot. I was getting real hot. I would have taken the out. I would have taken it then. I would have done it. Now, nice and comfy. TikTok. Let's talk TikTok horror scene. TikTok has a horror scene? How? I know TikTok has a twerking scene, which is weird. When the first things I noticed, my wife was like, "Hey, get TikTok, get TikTok." I was dragging my feet on the whole thing. Didn't want to get TikTok because, it's a commie app, and I don't want China to be getting all my information. But, China's already can get to your information anyway because of Biden. We're all gonna. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Hey, did you hear that Biden has allowed China to access to our power grid? Hey, that's not even fake news. That's real news. That's real news. That's weird. Why would he do that? I couldn't tell you, but it doesn't matter. So I got TikTok. You gun guard? Gun guard for life. Gun guard forever. Stone Mexican guy. Best gun guard. On Hard Talk Radio, we don't normally talk about the gunt. What is the gunt? The gunt is like this blob. This 400-pound blob that thrives off of cheeseburgers from the trash. I kid you not. There is a horror out there, a creature out there called the gunt. Okay? And it thrives on secondhand trash burgers. Maker's Mark and meth. For those who have been watching and listening to Hard Talk Radio for a while, be like, Mr. Dadman, are you describing yourself? Did you achieve your goal of reaching 400 pounds? And are you just letting yourself go, liberating yourself, as some would say? No, it's not me. No. In fact, if anything, I look at this creature, this gunt, and that is exactly who I do not want to be. I put the gunt. I would show you an image, but it's horrifying. Okay? I don't want you to have nightmares, but I have the image framed on my wall, and I look at it every day being like, I don't want to get that fat. I'm sorry, PC. Got to make it PC. I don't want to be that body. I don't want to be filled with that much positivity. I don't want my positivity to weigh that much. When your positivity weighs 400 pounds, you might be a little too positive. You could use a little negative. So, yeah. So that's what that gun guard reference is about. My gun guard, all the way. There's a horrible creature out there. He's thriving. Thriving in the dark, in the alleyways, on meth and trash burgers. You know what he does? He creeps on 17-year-old girls. Manipulates them. Raw dogs them when they're 18. Gets them knocked up, pregnant. And they're forced to carry on the baby. Because they don't get rid of it. Thinking that they'll get child support. But the guy don't have a job. Oh shit, what am I talking about here? This isn't even TikTok stuff. But this actually is related to the TikTok horror stuff, because that's kind of what the TikTok horror scene is. It's little short stories that make no sense really, but they're kind of interesting. I would play them, but you know how TikTok works. If you have it, there's always music playing, and you can't play any of that stuff on YouTube because it's copyright. I'm sure TikTok doesn't have permission to play any of that music because it's China. Why would they fucking care, right? They don't give a shit. What, you're going to sue China? Good luck on that. Go fuck yourself. That's what China's going to say. You're going to sue the CCP? Go right ahead. Go right ahead. That's interesting. I'm curious about that. Does TikTok actually have permission to play all that copyrighted music that it plays? There's no fucking way. Grim Cheers in the chat. You're reviewing The Gate. You are reviewing The Gate? That's a damn good movie. The Hellmouth bugs freaked me out as a kid. Yes, that's my plan, to review that movie towards the end. Talking TikTok first, because that's, you know what I'm doing here. Come on now. You know what trends, you know what gets the views on YouTube? Shit. This is a small, under the radar, horror-centric podcast. If I talk about horror movies, Red Letter Media dominates that shit. Or someone else dominates that shit. TikTok horror scene. You know what the TikTok horror scene really looks like? Look, it is a bunch of amateurs because everyone has access to TikTok and everyone can put stuff up on there, right? But that's also a good thing. While you get a flood of, you'll see it. If you just go TikTok horror, and you'll see videos. The quick and easy grabs are going to be the ones where you see some food, and next thing you know, the food has like worms or bugs or roaches in it, nasty stuff, pretty disgusting stuff. So they're aiming for more disgusting horror. Okay, that's cool. That gets a reaction. I mean, you're doing things. These people are just creating situations. They're just going to get a reaction, right? That's what you're aiming for. Because with TikTok, you only get like 15 seconds. It's like a Vine or whatever. You don't really have much time to really create a narrative and all that. You could do some like creepy. You could do like a creepy Saw thing, but of course you can't go all out on the gore because TikTok is a China app, and you can't go. They're not going to allow that. So you could do like a PG sort of Saw scenario, and that's what some people are doing. That's where the Megan is missing comes in. By the way, Grim Cheers, your message was hidden. I'll go ahead and show it because that's what I do here. I hit show. YouTube allowed me to show it. And what was the chat that was so forbidden? It was, I can imagine there's some insane shit uploaded there. On TikTok, how long until TikTok Red Rooms? Well, here's funny, and I went into the woods before I could really say this. So when I got TikTok, my wife wanted me to get it, right? I got it. The first thing I see, look, I'm a 30-something white straight male. I guess I did say I sucked the cock to be able to say gay jokes, didn't I? All right? So I got to keep that narrative straight. YouTube, Susan, I sucked the cock to be able to say the word fag, okay? I did that. I call myself a fag. I've been called a fag since high school. Okay, that's when it happened, okay? Guys, you don't want to know. You don't want to know, but there's certain things you have to say to be allowed to say things on YouTube. It just is what it is. No, but in high school, my teachers did call me a faggot. So they must have known something, right? And your chemistry teacher says, "What are you? Are you a faggot?" That must mean something, right? I mean, he was a Vietnam veteran. he would probably know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. But half of the stuff I'm telling you is true. Anyway, the first thing I see when I get TikTok is a bunch of chicks twerking. And the weird thing about TikTok is anyone can have a TikTok. So when I'm seeing these girls twerk, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how old is this girl? How old is this girl? I don't know. It's not like there's an age verification thing. 13-year-olds can have TikTok accounts and can just be posting stuff. And jailbait exists. You think it looks 18, but it's actually 16 or 17 or whatever. It's like trap. Nope. Avoid, get away, you know? So I'm just looking at this like, this looks fucked up. This is the first thing. And I mentioned that to my wife. I was like, the first thing I see is this. So quickly I went to the horror section to see what I really wanted to see, which was, one was actually not bad. The first one I saw was this dude named Riley Bona. I'm sure I said his name right. 20-year-old something from Princeton University, I think. Not sure. I don't really care. But he had this TikTok video where it's just him baking a strawberry pie. I don't care about baking. It had hashtag horror on it. I was like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on? Okay, you have the baking stuff, have the Ratatouille theme playing. Okay, all right, what's going on? And after he does the whole baking thing, and he puts in the he preps it, puts it in the oven. That's when the psychological horror part kicks in, and you have various sound effects, various scenes, various things. Not even disturbing really. Just you could tell it's trying to go disturbing. Like you have like, it's not like you would have scenes. It would have been better if you had scenes of like death and destruction. It was like it was trying to go that way, but it can't because it's TikTok, so it still has to be kind of friendly. But you had some noises that would be kind of irritating and all that. You had the guy rocking back and forth as if he's in distress or whatever. I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, all right. You know, maybe that's like what I could see that as like little mild psychological horror there, being like, okay, look, on our daily lives we can't control much. It's spinning, the society around us is spinning out of control, right? Hey, Biden's president, right? Biden's president, and yet you still have Antifa rioting, burning shit down in the street. What are you doing about that? Nothing. So shit's spinning around, going crazy, right? Out of your hands. You can't control anything except for that pie. Except for that pie in the oven. Is it going to be baked? Does it make it? Okay. Am I looking too deep into it? I guess I am. But, I mean, we're looking at, it was a TikTok video that had like 2.3 million views. So, pretty popular. But popularity don't mean shit, does it? No. We know that. Popularity just means a lot of people like it. A lot of people are just idiots. Come on, let's face the facts. A lot of people believe the mainstream narrative that the earth is round when you know it's fucking flat. Come on. Globes are fake. It's bullshit. But then you get these TikTok videos that go a little hardcore, and they try to emulate Megan is Missing, which I don't know if you've seen the horror movie. I'll go ahead and say I haven't seen it yet. I watched pieces of it, clips of it in preparation. I would have watched it in full, but I was a little bit busy work-wise. So, okay. But Megan is Missing is what, a 2011 horror film about, it's a found footage film, kind of like the Blair Witch Project, about this girl that goes missing. And it's about what led up to her disappearance. She starts webcamming with someone. That someone ends up being a perpetrator. Maybe like the Gunt, like I was talking earlier on the stream. That's what the Gunt is. That's what that entity is. The Gunt perps on 17-year-olds, kind of trying to groom them. Except this girl, Megan, I believe is 14. Is 14 in this movie, I think. I forgot how old she's supposed to be. I know she's a high schooler. Okay, 14th. I think she's supposed to be 14 in this movie. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily matter. What does matter, the reason why I'm bringing this up is that this film, Megan is Missing, is a found footage film, right? And much like the Blair Witch Project being a found footage film and being how it was marketed as a real movie, as like a real thing, a real incident, Megan is Missing, I think, tried that. And it had the look of that because it's very amateur. When you look at this movie, it's very rough, very amateur looking. It looks like found footage. It looks legit. Like if you were to just watch clips of it, isolated, not knowing that it's a movie, you would think it's a real incident because even the actors in that movie were all inexperienced, amateur actors who had no prior experience. So that you couldn't trace them. You couldn't trace their prior roles or whatever. And also so that their acting ability would be rough and be kind of more genuine. Oh, Dark Ninja says, I cannot type in your main chat in your server. Probably because you're not member status yet. If you talk about the Discord, I had to do certain things to make sure the Discord is cool. All right. I want the Discord to be cool. So what happens is not anybody could just go in there and start posts or whatever. You do that in the spam and noobs section. But hey, you become a member, you can do it anywhere. I'll probably end up making you a member anyway. I think you're good at this point. I think you're good. Anyway, sad. So yeah, these guys on TikTok try to emulate this. First, you have your reaction videos that just react to it. Okay. But then there's TikTok videos that try to emulate this stuff, as in these girls talking to strangers and then vanishing, or being in cages, or being in like really kind of messed up saw scenarios, and you watch it out of context, be like, what's going on here? Is this legit? What's going on? Hey, that's some creepy stuff, and you got to be careful with that, right? We're talking about, I mean, if anybody could do this stuff, right? If they start creating horror scenarios that are very Saw-ish or very like kidnap-ish and all that, you know what I'm saying? If it looks like a legit kidnapping, hey, it falls in the wrong hands, you might have people like actually worried. Which, hey, as a horror guy and as someone who's like kind of, oh yeah, I'm definitely entertained when the envelope gets pushed. I'm like, hey, go that extra mile. Go ahead and get that A. But also know, if you do, and when you do, you're going to ruin it for the rest of us. That's how it usually goes, right? Oh, Grip Cheers says, do you remember that Twitch girl that got beheaded by a stalker? Bianca Devins was her name. I vaguely remember that. But that right there, that's a basic horror scenario which could easily feel... could be recreated in TikTok videos or in little snippets and put online. Like, I was thinking about this the other day when Modern Medusa was on. Like, the future of like entertainment is not movies. It's not horror movies. Horror movies are still going to be around, sure, but I'm saying what gets easily accessed and more widely consumed are these like on Vines and small videos or YouTube things. Like, where it's going to be rough and amateurish. What I'm saying is, if you were to create a scene like that, recreate, let's say, what maybe possibly happened with Bianca Devins with her stalker, recreate that in like in a narrative way, very quick, maybe 10 minutes. That's a little too long, actually. Throw that up there on YouTube. First off, that video is going to get removed, but not before it gets a lot of traffic. Oh man, if you were to make it convincing, make it look real, it would get some insane traffic before it gets removed and before YouTube does some crazy sweeping policy change with anything horror. If you want to be a real autist, that's where it's at. If you really want to make waves, that's where it's at. That's what it is. That's crazy stuff though, man. I mean, if you could think about it, like back in the day, movies like, gosh, my name is escaping me right now. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When it came out, it looked found footage. It looked like found footage, and people who thought that was real and was legit. Any more so now, people know that movies are just fake and fabricated, and there's nothing to be worried about. Even the found footage stuff is just a bunch of fake crap. Now, but if you can recreate the idea that it's not something you really create, is it? I mean, you do. If you can recreate the idea that it's a genuine, real clip, you got something amazing right there. And you do create that. The way the Blair Witch did it, as they released a lot of propaganda, a lot of media stuff that went along with it, that led up to the movie about the girl, and it made it seem like it was very real. Imagine, but you don't even need all that much work. You just need people to believe it. I mean, you have stuff in the creepypasta realm. I don't know where it belongs, but stuff like Siren Head. Siren Head, which clearly doesn't exist. If you don't know what Siren Head is, it's Trevor Henderson is, I think, is the artist's name. But Siren Head is like this freaking tall humanoid thing with siren head. Okay, it's the skinny. Oh God, how to describe it? Okay, think. Okay, this is gonna be bad. Think old Holocaust photos of like how the Jews in the Holocaust in the camps looked after that, all starved and stuff. I could have just said starved. Looked like a starved human. I could have just said that. Either way, Siren Head is clearly not real. There's no way it could be real. But yet, there's people who believe it's real because on YouTube you'll see like Siren Head videos that look, hey, this could be legit if you didn't know any better. If you didn't know any better. That's all it takes, man. I think that's the future of horror, man. Like, I dig horror movies, man. But anymore, I mean, all you're really going to get is cheese and the predictable. Cheese, predictable, and regurgitated content. Regurgitated shit. I say that at the same time I saw that new trailer for the new Saw movie, the Spiral movie, and I wanted to hate it. I wanted to hate the trailer. I haven't seen the movie yet, obviously. But at the end of it, I was like, I might actually see that. just because I'm curious. Because it looks like they're trying to do something different, but it's going to be the same. You have Chris Rock in it. And he's trying to be ultra serious. Just about every other kid on TikTok has the ability to upload their own horror stuff, and some of it, of course, like I said, it's a lot of it's very amateurish, but that does not matter. That doesn't matter. For those who say it does, it don't. It didn't matter with Kevin Smith and Clerks, right? When he did that amateurish black and white Clerks, right? Come on, everyone else is doing color. Everyone else had stereos down. Kevin Smith did a movie. It shouldn't have been successful. It shouldn't have been, but it was. Because it had that authentic look. It looked real, man. It looked real. I mean, if you could make a home video, man. Because that's what the Clerks looked like, the original. It looked like just home video, like kind of, It had that rough look to it. But it had enough production quality at least to be watchable. And that's going to be audio. That's going to be audio. I think. Audio and not being staged. The Saw soundtracks were great. Yeah, the Saw soundtracks were great. And never had a problem with that. I mean, on TikTok right now, you can find videos that people try to use a short time you have for, creating some sort of small narrative for, usually it looks like psychological horror from what I've noticed. There's one where it's like, you dive into the water, what you see around you. You see a rope, but you can't pull yourself up. You see a shark in the distance, whatever. It's like more like creepypasta stuff, but it works. And, sure. And they get plenty of views. They get a reaction. I'm sure they get a lot more views. And if you think about the amount of views they get with the low production quality, these TikTok horror clips require is no production, right? Anyone could do it. It's not bad. Horror movies, I mean, they cost money to make. Even the low budget amateur stuff cost quite a bit. Pterodactyl David saying you're dropping F-lers? Oh, I said it first. Guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I was in high school, my chemistry teacher called me a fag. Okay? He's a Vietnam vet, and I'm thinking he saw something in me. I just wasn't aware. Also, that running thing, guys, I don't want to have to re-explain. Okay, I explain that bit just one time per episode at least, and at max. I think that covers the TikTok stuff, guys. Like I said, if I seem a little rough around the edges, this stream is because I wasn't even planning on streaming. I got home straight from some work shit. I was like, man, I'll deal with that the rest of that stuff in the morning. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna talk about a horror movie. I'm gonna talk about a fucking horror movie. Get a reality check. Decompress. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Let's talk The Gate. Let's do that. The Gate. The Gate. Okay, so you guys probably have seen this. I actually watched it, I want to say, I think for the first time the other day. Wow. Amazing, right? There's a list of movies. I'm like, man, I've not seen that. I heard some good things about it. I need to check it out. There's one movie, for example, is the Black Circle Boys. I was watching a part of that last night. I was like, oh shit, this is looking fucking good. But I have some work I have to got to do in the goddamn morning, so I'll watch it later on. Yeah, The Gate, 1986, 1987, directed by Tibor Takacs. Did I say it right? You know him from. You might know him from Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It was written by Michael Nankin, writer of Life Goes On and Chicago Hope, mostly TV stuff. And I think that's important. I think that's really important. The director and writer did a lot of TV shows with teenagers, with families. And I think that really is the strong suit of this movie, The Gate. It also stars Steven Dorff, which you probably know as Deacon Frost from Blade. When I was watching this movie, and let me show you what Steven Dorff looks like in this film. I was like, man, this kid looks familiar. Something's weird about this kid. All right, if you're looking at the image here, it's not the one with the glasses. It's not the four-eyed nerd. I say this. I'm wearing shades inside. I can say it. It's the short guy. Steven Dorff in this movie was a kid, but I kid you not, when I saw it, I thought it was a midget. I thought it was a midget because his face looks too adult for his body. His face looks bigger than his body. I was like, this has to be a midget. Who is this guy? Nope, I was wrong. It was Deacon Frost from Blade. Amazing. And then you have some chicks, obviously. The main character, Steven Dorff's character. I think, forgetting his goddamn name now. Kevin. That's Home Alone. But you got Krista Denton, played Alexandria. She doesn't have many roles under her belt. Nothing really all that amazing. It's some TV stuff. Yeah, Kelly Rowland playing one of the... Actually, what's interesting about that is Christina Denton as Alexandria. I thought she did a pretty decent job in this film. Alexandria, or Al, the Steven Dorff's sister in the movie, I thought she did pretty good. But no, this is pretty much like it for her. I think she did a couple other things. That was it. You got Kelly Rowland. She played one of the Lori Lee sisters, the Lee sisters. And she has, like, she does this. She plays a supporting role, a BFF in a bad influence for Al. And then she just disappears. She just sort of disappears. But then reappears later on. to be in Growing Pains. And no, wait. Sorry, my bad. Sorry. Like I said, work. It's Krista that completely disappears. But Kelly Rowland, you see her later on in Growing Pains and later in the OC and also in Candyman 2. Candyman 2, which is pretty much let's do it all again and call it a sequel. You got Jennifer Arwen, another one of the Laurie Lee sisters. Supportive role, but she is also in Are You Afraid of the Dark and a Steven Seagal film, Exit Wounds, which, hey, I'm not up to date on Steven Seagal films. Which is the one where he started really losing it? Is it Exit Wound? If so, I don't blame her from taking the gig. I mean, she probably thought it was pain. It was pain. But you see Jennifer Irwin in other movies or other shows like Raising Hope, Bad Teacher. She was in that movie. Schitt's Creek. She's been in that show. And my point by talking about this is that the stars of this film, for the most part, don't really go far other than Steven Dorff. I mean, Jennifer gets some gigs here and there, and that's good on her. But Steven Dorff has been, in big films. So I mean, it worked out for him. But what I'm saying is this isn't Halloween, all right? This was not Halloween. The female role didn't lead to anything important. Let's see, what can I say about this movie? I mean, let's just say, right off the bat, I thought it was pretty good, considering the source material and the sort of silly storyline. I mean, somewhere between a stoner joke and a premise of an 80s video game, Blaster Master, with a side of offering of paint chips. If I say that, it's because the plot's like this. Little boy Glenn, which is the character played by Steven Dorff, little boy Glenn discovers a hole in his backyard and goes deep into the earth. So this hole, like if you played Blaster Master, there's a hole in that game. There's a hole in the backyard. Or the frog drinks radioactive waste and goes through a hole in the backyard and all that stuff. Look, why is this an NES reference? I'm a fucking nerd. Okay, NES nerd. What can I say? But this hole is a gateway to hell, apparently. This pit in his backyard, which was the reason why there's a pit in his backyard is because a tree was removed. We don't really know why. It just happened. A tree was removed. Okay. The movie kind of gives you an idea why the tree was removed. I'll say that, like, lightning struck it, and maybe like lightning struck a tree and it just blew up. Okay. All right, but that was a nightmare, and you don't really know if that's going to be really a trustworthy narrative, a trustworthy narrator. But anyway, the tree's removed. There's a hole. Okay, whatever, and then it's a hole to hell. Okay, it's a gateway to hell. And if you were to ask me why this hole in the ground is a gateway to hell, I couldn't really tell you. I couldn't. The movie throws some ideas at you through Glenn's best friend, Terry, which is the four eyes that you see on the screen. Terry is the character he makes some BS claims, like the strange rock crystal they find could be sold for money, which is weird. Like, how would Terry know that? Is Terry tapped into the underground rock market? Is he tapped? Like, what's going on here? First off, it's not just a rock they're looking at; it's crystal. Is Terry aware of crystal meth? Huh? I didn't know crystal meth was all that big in the 80s. I thought it was crack. I thought crystal meth was something later on. But maybe Terry was on to something. We never see his parents around. His dad's always out on business trips. Maybe his dad is dealing with something else. But what I'm saying here is Terry is the source of the information about the hole, about everything really. In just about every movie like this, or show like this, like Stranger Things, there's always that one character that's like the source of information, the wise guy, the smart one. And when your smart one is churning up bullshit, pulling stuff out of his ass, which could be true, could not be true, who knows what's going on. It's like, what's really going on here? Now, you guys probably seen the movie, probably go, oh, I know what happened. It's the record. They play the record backwards. Is it? What I mean by record. You see, in this movie, there's a heavy metal album. There's a heavy metal band called, I think they're called The Sacrifice. Maybe that's just the album name. I think it's the band name. Because supposedly this band only had one album, and it was called The Sacrifice, and then they all died in a plane crash. Like, you know, like a lot of rock stars do, right? And on this album, there's lyrics in it that are like, if you were to play them, could, I guess, open the gate to hell, because they're reciting words and phrases that maybe be linked to opening a gate to hell, kind of like the Evil Dead, like reciting the Necronomicon. How like when Ash found that reel-to-reel and played it, whatever, and it played the recording, it recited the stuff, so it woke the stuff. But my problem with it being that the reason why the hole is a gateway to hell, why the gateway opened, is, you mean to tell me that this band Sacrifice in the album looks like it's a collector's edition, okay? Because it's not like a tiny sleeve. It's a record, not a CD, okay? Not a compact disc, but a record. You know, you put it on a record player. But in it, it's not just like a sleeve. What am I trying to say? It's not just simple cardboard, okay? It is a box with all sort of extra content, extra material, stuff that costs a lot, especially for a new band, a band's first album. Maybe I'm looking too much into this. Maybe looking way too much into this. But hey, I'm asking questions while I'm watching this movie going, wait a second. You mean to tell me that this band somehow recited these words and that's supposed to summon or open the gate to hell? Huh? What? That would have meant that anyone who's played the record at all at any time could have done that. Not just these kids. But see, it's probably not even the record. And I'm still trying to answer the question why the hole is a gateway to hell. And really, it's fucking simple. It's so fucking simple. I think some people might already know this in the chat. Oh, it's not because the record that was played that recited the stuff. No. It's because the kids recited the stuff. There was, see, the rock of crystal meth that the kids find, they bring to their house and they're trying to crack it open. And they finally crack it open next to one of those, it's one of those 80s drawing pads with what the fuck, graphite shit. What do you call those things? The Magic Slate. A Magic Slate drawing pad. When they cracked open the ball of crystal meth, a gust of wind came out, of course, and it left like this weird illegible words on the Magic Slate, which I don't know if you ever played with a Magic Slate when you were a kid. You can't read shit on that. There's no way they were able to make sense of anything, but they were able to, and they read it out loud, and this weird stuff happened, and then next thing you know, the sister down below has a party, and they're trying to they play a prank on the boy Glenn and make him float in the air. They actually start floating in the air. Okay, so that's supposed to be our significant moment. My problem with it is if it's reciting those words, and you have a metal album or a record where those same words are in, and anytime someone played it, it would have recited it, and then so shouldn't. My point is, shouldn't the gate already been open? Shouldn't it have already been open a long time ago by somebody else? Maybe by his friend, which I think lives next door to him or something. I mean, come on now. If it was Jim just saying the phrases, then what's the difference of a record saying the phrases? Jesus. I couldn't tell you. But, it's horror movie logic. Whatever. And that's the only real complaint I have about this film is that the story doesn't make any real sense. And look, I get it. Some people say, well, I mean, look at Evil Dead. Does it make sense? I mean, you recite the Necronomicon and then everything's possessed. I mean, shouldn't things already been possessed and fucked over there since the guy said those words to record it first off? I'd be like, you're right. Fair enough. You're right. Yeah, it's bullshit. And that you pretty much have to say, well, if the content of the story if the content of the movie is entertaining enough, then it doesn't really matter. And that's what The Gate has. The Gate, I think, is overall a pretty good film. The acting in it, especially with kids in it, is not bad. Actually, I thought it was well done. I have to say, like, Steven Dorff played a good kid. He was a kid when he did it. But the chemistry between Steven Dorff and his friend and his sister was fucking great. They actually seemed like a real family. They actually seemed like real friends, and like it wasn't stiff acting. It was just like they were conversing as friends, and the sister didn't. A lot of times of like in various movies, they'll have like the sister and brother be like rivals and hate each other. This wasn't it at all. It was almost like an ABC or Home Improvement style. Like, look, okay, maybe the siblings have some disagreement, but really the family unit's important, and they try to stay together. They try to help each other. Hey, I had that. This movie actually has strong family bonding values. Look at that. It does. I mean, the sister who has her bad influence, the Lee twins, goes from partying with her friends and doing that stuff to, going to the mall to buy her brother something and trying to spend time with her brother because that's what's important, and actually being concerned and spending time with him. And she actually plays, which is why I'm surprised she didn't get any other lead roles after this. She actually plays a pretty good, I would say. She's kind of like a lead character too. The sister is in this movie. You'll see Steven Dorff's character as the lead, and he is the lead. Don't get me wrong there. But there's a good chunk in the movie, like in the second part, where the sister kind of plays more of a role. Like, maybe you want to say, yeah, sure, supportive character, supportive whatever, but it's like, I don't know. It seems much more. It seems stronger. Like she's definitely more involved in it. I guess she was with Larry Strode, though. She did not get any leads from this. She did not. The other strong thing about this movie are the practical effects. Oh, God. Okay. The practical effects are pretty fucking good, man. And it doesn't take long. I think it's like 20 minutes into the movie. I think shorter than that. Once you get the meth rock cracking and the gust of wind and then reciting the words, boom, we're greeted to just a roller coaster of thrills, pretty much. And things that don't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, the first thing you see is Terry's dead mom pays him a visit. I guess his mom is dead because that's how we find out that his mom is dead, and he had a mom and she's dead. Pays him a visit in spirit form, hugs him, says, I miss you, whatever. And then the family dog dies. Glenn's dog dies, kills over, whatever. Which actually leads to a hilarious moment afterwards where they had this dead dog. Which you might be wondering, hey, where are the parents? Where are the parents? Oh, they went out. They went out for the weekend and let the adult sister, the older sister in charge. See? But anyway, the family dog kills over and dies because I guess seeing the ghost of Terry's mom killed him. Okay. So what happens next? Well, they want to take it to they need to take the dog to the pound or to the animal shelter, have something done with it, obviously to take care of the body, get rid of it. What happens? The sister's boyfriend is tasked with that task, and what he does is kind of funny. I mean, I don't know if you dealt with a dead dog before, and this was not a small dog. This is a pretty medium-sized dog. I forgot what kind of dog this is, but it's a pretty big dog, especially dead, right? It's pretty heavy. But what this guy does is he's hauling around the dead dog, like just like over his shoulder, kind of like this, as if it was like a sleeping bag, not over his shoulder, but like under. He's just holding it up, resting on his arm, like holding it like a coat, holding it like a gentleman would hold his coat. Okay, he's hauling that thing fucking around. What? And the boyfriend is not some buff dude. Nah, some lanky ass kid. Whatever. High schooler. I just thought that was funny. And he had multiple scenes of seeing the dead dog, the lifeless dog in his eyes. It's like, okay. All right, that's significant somehow. Oh, shit. But the practical effects for the dog. That was good. Spot on. A little funny when it was, the boyfriend was just hauling around. Pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, the practical effects of the, well, let's do this. Try to do this in order. So the parents are out of town, but you have the parents appear to come back, right? They come back and asking, what's wrong? Well, they go out to talk to what looks like their parents, but then all of a sudden the dad grabs the boy by the neck, starts choking him like Homer Simpson does to Bart, Simpson style, right? But, the dad, or, the son starts clawing at his eyes and the face starts caving in. It's all nasty, pus, gross stuff is coming out. Pretty cool. And that was, like I said, that was all practical. No CG with that. It looked really cool. Nothing real cheesy about that. They had these little guys. They're on the screen here. That's probably a bad angle, but you'll see like these little like hell demons. I forgot what they're called. I mean, shit. Grim Cheers mentioned in the chat here. Dang it. The little monsters. The Hellmouth. The Hellmouth demons. They're like these little guys, and they're done with stop motion. Okay. The problem with practical effects I think some people have is the movement of stop motion. It looks very jerky. It doesn't look real, right? The plus side of stop motion and practical effects is that it's there, the scene. Sometimes, though, I think with this, they probably filmed one part and then filmed the other part and kind of put it together. You can kind of tell because the lighting seems a little off, a little bit. But it's there in the environment. It's there in the same place. It might be at a different time, so it may not look like the characters are actually reacting to it. You kind of get that sort of stuff like green screen. When the characters are reacting to green screen stuff, where they don't really see it. But at least the thing there looks like it's there. Like you see an authentic shadow, you see authentic lighting. The movement might be off a little bit, but the texture and all that, that's real. You could see it, and it's not something where like years later on it looks super cheesy. Like that's their problem with like CG, computer graphics. Like let's say like the old school Spider-Man movie from the 90s. Right? Or late 90s, early 2000, whatever. Like that movie, if you're watching now, the computer effects look like shit because everything's all polished, it's super clean. It doesn't look real. It looks like a video game with low res textures, if that makes any sense. Okay? You don't have to worry about that with practical effects as long as your monsters or your creatures are very well textured and they look good. Okay? Like movie like Alien, that holds up because really good practical effects. Same thing with like It or The Thing. So that's a strength for this movie. I want to say the weakness of this movie, another weakness to it. I don't know if this is a weakness, but the second half of this film seems like it's the third act. I get you, because so the whole point, it seems like it's this pit, right? And they go into the pit. They fight off these hellmouth demons. They go into the home, and eventually this hellmouth demon thing comes up and starts attacking them or whatever. They fight that thing off. Well, hold on. It's between that. They fight the little demon guys. They get rid of them. But it's something else happens in between. See, it's not just the hole. The third act of this movie, it feels like I don't know. It's like they were like either just coming up with ideas on the fly. Maybe they realized, wait a second, we kind of wrote ourselves in the corner here, or we need something else. All I can tell you is for some reason, dead guys, zombies are coming out of the house. And I thought it was bullshit. Or I thought it was complete bullshit and there was nothing leading up to this. But rewatching this again, like I said, the boy Terry, the boy who knows everything, he told us straight from the beginning. He said, apparently, he told Glenn, and Glenn told us through him talking to his dad, that Terry said that the people who built this house, they died in our house and they're in our walls. Terry, this 10-year-old boy who knows that the stars are aligned, knows that this pit is the pit to hell, knows everything, huh? Okay. You know what? He was right about it. Sure. But I gotta say, though, it doesn't matter. I don't care what the excuse is for why the zombies come out of the wall is. It just looks fucking awesome. It looks cool. When you have the zombie things coming out from the wall and attacking the kids, it looks pretty fucking cool. It looks really cool. It's amazing. I think those zombie effects are actually pretty awesome, especially for an 80s film. Shit, man. Yeah, I gotta say, man, overall, this film is pretty good. The Gate, I would strongly recommend watching this shit again. Most definitely. Man. No regrets on that. I think the next movie I'm going to review is the Black Circle Boys. And I might try to get Modern Medusa back on to talk about that film with me. That should be pretty fun. She was a cool guest. She was cool. We crossed paths because, I guess, we were both making fun of Dick Masterson, Dax Herrera of The Dick Show. That happens, right? I mean, you start Dax Herrera, Dick Masterson he presents himself as this alpha male, this chauvinist guy, whatever, and you find out more and more that no, he is this, I don't know, he's like in his 40s or something, and he's trying to pretend to be Hollywood, Mr. Hollywood, but he's not really there because he's never gonna be there. It's really sad. It's pretty embarrassing. My main thing though is that he likes. My main thing about Dax Herrera is that he enables pedophilia. And jokes aside, that's one thing I cannot stand behind. Which is why, coming up very soon on a future Rant and Chill, I'm going to go pretty hard on the baby metal fandom. Hey, I'm a huge fan of baby metal. I like that stuff. I like their music. But one thing I got to tell you, on the Facebook pages, Facebook groups of baby metal, it looks really creepy when you have a bunch of old dudes. I don't care what race you are, a bunch of old dudes that are obsessed with little Japanese girls to the point to where they have that shit on their phone. You're a grown-ass dude in your 40s and you got some little Japanese girl on your phone. That girl better be one of your daughters. And that better be your daughter. If it's not, Why the fuck is that on your phone? How old is that girl? Huh? You know, come on now. Come on. That's going to be the future. Probably on Friday. You like Bandmate? Oh, dude, Bandmate is pretty badass too. Bandmate's pretty badass. Stone Mexican guy says Dax is the guy in the Stroke 9 song Kick Some Ass. Is he? I don't know. Diddler Dax, is that guy still around? Says Brucey Kibbutz. Yeah, he's still around. He still does a podcast. I was literally going to do a podcast for another one where because I do like a bunch of different podcasts, and not like anyone really cares. But I was gonna do one where pretty much all I do is watch the Dick Show, and just comment on it and make fun of it. But dude, that's torturous. I would not do that. I would not wish that upon my enemies. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. This has been pretty fun. Unless, I do offer horror trivia. If you guys want a chance to make some money, I don't have Discord open right now, but if you guys want to, I could go through that, get some questions right, you win some money. Y'all want to do that? Yeah, let me know in the chat. I'll wait for your answer. Meantime, like I said, Hollywood Holocaust. If we want to know why, the real reason why Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are separated and getting divorced, this has it. And what does Cthulhu have to do with it? It's in this book. It's in that book right there, Hollywood Holocaust. You can get that on Amazon. Why are a bunch of weird... why is there an uprising in Hollywood? Why are the people uprising and going to the mansions, going to the rich elite, going to the Hollywood celebs and paying them a visit? It's all in that book, Hollywood Holocaust. I'm actually surprised it's allowed on Amazon. I was surprised with that title. I thought maybe it'd be, blocked for some reason. I think you could think of the reason. But, no, it's there. All right. So I'll take that as a no on the horror trivia. That's fine. Some people don't like to call in because of various reasons, whatever. Some people say, I don't want to call in Discord. Discord sucks. Discord's cancer. And I hear you on that, right? Managing a Discord is not much fun, kind of drama, unless you can make it fun. And that is, guys, guys, I'm cool with just banter and just randomly talking shit, but it can't just be anybody, you know? All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up here. I had a lot of fun talking about TikTok, the horror scene there. Talk a little bit about Megan is Missing, and also doing the review for The Gate. If you guys like this, press the like button, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Everyone repeats that stuff. It's regurgitated at this point. Look at that. Y'all take it easy. And the next Horror Talk Radio is going to be Saturday morning. Okay? Because the guest is in the UK. So, there's that.